Good morning. You probably aren't going to be able to see me. I'll try. Can you see me? It is 7 a.m. I've been up since 5, had my breakfast, packed down camp, and hitting the trail. Once it's a little brighter, I'll bring you back. But on the trail early, getting ready to put in some miles. Not real peaceful in this whole section. Not sure what's over there. We're right on the edge of the forest, so of the Moshannon State Forest. So not sure if there's a mill or something over there, but man, the sun's up. There's no rain, and it is. I got my pole stuck. Beautiful morning so far. All right, about a mile and a half in for the day at Caledonia Pike. And after doing that, I'm glad I stopped where I did. The way that rain hit, I only saw 2 other campsites. Neither one of them was as protected as where I camped. So, not a bad decision. So Mineral Springs Road. Oh, I wonder if I'll be on this little road for a little while. That would be nice. I can make some miles on that. Let's see what the sign says. So back this road is where I was hearing all that noise. And just as I was approaching the road, a tractor trailer went down there. So let's see. PPG. So gas. Right. Well, that explains that. And that is literally where I was filming before, and you can see the sun landing in the ferns. That was the edge of the forest. So we're right on the edge of the Moshannon State Forest. Got another kiosk here. I haven't seen a single trail register the whole time. I know there used to be trail registers, but I haven't seen any. I wonder if they took them out because of COVID. They might have. So, same sign as before. There's a Moshannon map. There's a Quehanna Trail map in there. I've got one of those. Nothing on that side. All right. Let me look at my digital map here for a second and see. No, I don't follow this road. For a brief second, then we turn to the woods, which is fine. I'm not a big fan of road hikes, but something like this, I could put my head down and crank out 4 miles an hour. Really make up some time from yesterday. So last night was awesome. Got in the hammock about 7:30, looked at some pictures, just looked at the map for what's coming up today. Laid there. It was almost like meditation, just listening to the rain on a tarp. I'm pretty sure I did a close last night in the hammock, or I dreamt it. I don't know. I do remember turning on the headlamp. I nodded off for a brief minute, turned on the headlamp because the rain hit the tarp really hard. I think I did a close. But today, I'm just gonna go. When I got up this morning, I got up at 5. I don't see Blaze. Did the trail turn? see Blaze there. Got up at 5 o'clock. Stayed in the hammock till about 5:30 before I got out, and I don't see Blaze. There's Blaze. All right. About 5:30. Made breakfast. It was dark. The moon was out, or it was just stars, because I did see another really bright star in the sky. It was really clear, and not far from Cherry Springs State Park, which is a dark sky area. So when there's no clouds, it's just stars everywhere out here. So they were really bright. I could see them through the Dyneema. It was really cool. Heard some coyotes way out in the distance. Heard a deer right outside the camp snorted. Maybe a fox, a couple owls. And this morning, it was a little too dark to record, but something big ran right up off my left, up on the embankment. It sounded deer-like, but it was big. So it was either a very big whitetail or it was an elk. All right, so here's the trail turns. Go back into the woods. So I'm gonna try to get to, I think it's called Prophet Rocks. Is that where it is? Pull the map real quick. That would be 15 miles for today. Well, I get to at least that. And that's in the wild area. And it looks really far away on the map. Fisher Rocks. So Fisher Rocks, I want to try to get that. Nice thing about that section out there is it looks like it's a lot of mixed use trail. It's got the orange with the red dot. So it might be a wider, flatter trail for some of that. And then if I can, I'm going to try to continue on from there as far as I can go. Weather-wise, I did find my thermo drop last night. It did swing around and fall into the pocket, but it didn't fall in there. It was still clipped on. It was in the pocket. It got down to 39 last night. Well, early this morning, like about 6 o'clock, it dropped to 30, it below 40. I was able to pull weather for here this time, and it's looking like this for today and tomorrow. Sunday, it's calling for a chance of rain, and then like a high chance of rain with thunderstorms late. I think with the short day yesterday, I don't know if I can pull a 4-day trip. I mean, I can try. I guess it depends on how far I go, how fast I can get there. I do have a full day of hiking today, tomorrow, and Sunday. So if it's possible, man, I'd like to be out here for 5, maybe even 6, but the weather just doesn't look like it's going to cooperate. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday looks miserable. All 3 of those days. That could change as I have signal. I'll keep looking at that. But the fun part is tonight, I don't know what they were forecasting low for last night. I thought it was in the 40s. And I was down by that creek. Tonight, they're calling for a low of 37. I stayed warm last night. I think early this morning, as I woke up and I hadn't eaten yet, so I had no calories. I wasn't really generating heat. I wasn't cold, but I could feel that was cold through the quilt, so that makes any sense. And that was still in the 40s at that point. So we'll see. I do have extra clothes I can layer up, and for a while I threw my puffy jacket over my feet, and that helped because I do have my 3/4 quilt stacked under my full-length quilt, so that just helped keep my feet warm. And I think with that I'll be fine with the hat, the hoodie, my puffy. I've got a base layer pant I brought as like just spare in camp sleeping pants. I can just throw those on in my hiking pants. I think I'll be fine. 37's not the worst I've camped in with summer gear, so. All right, well, I guess that's my morning briefing. I'm just gonna enjoy this. This isn't too bad, so I'm gonna stop talking and just crank out some distance while I can. So there is something that is worth pointing out about the Quehanna Trail. It is, according to the map, 71 miles. On the website it says 75. On my old map it said 73. So it's somewhere 71, 75 miles, somewhere around there. I guess it depends on if you take some of the offshoots to take you to vistas and stuff like that. But 71 miles is a big loop. There is not a single shelter on this trail. So if you backpack and like to go shelter to shelter, not here. You're gonna have to bring a tent or hammock or tarp or cowboy camp. There are primitive campsites set up off the trail, but there are no shelters, which I find odd. I find it pretty odd there wasn't a single shelter out here, but it does make it feel very remote, and I think that may be one of the reasons why this trail doesn't get the recognition that I think it should, because this is spider webs. This is right in the eyes, absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. There are some vistas, there are some little views off the sides here, like we're looking down into a draft, which I'm heading down into. You don't have the big mountain vistas, and but I've said it before. I've been on several trips with Dragon, and we don't come across a single vista. The vistas are socked in with fog or whatever. But I don't really look for. The vistas are great, but this is the vista. The forest is the vista. So apparently this is Gifford Run, and looks like, I don't know, maybe there's a trail takes you along there. But right down in here is where I was gonna try to get to last night, but looking at the time it took me to get here, I would have been wet. Gorgeous though. I think this is the guys that passed yesterday and passed me back. You can see the yellow blaze here. There's a view up here. But it doesn't say how far it is. And looking through those trees, Looks kind of far. It's supposed to be a loop. It's supposed to go up to that vista and cut back down. According to the map, though, I missed the first trail cut off, and I haven't gotten the second one, so maybe it's not a loop anymore. And the views here aren't often views, so I'm gonna skip it. That's distance I can put on the trail. There'll be more views on the trail. Okay, so I'm about 5 minutes down the trail. There's the other end of that loop. This is a trail. So I'm guessing that view isn't so nice, because it doesn't look like people are taking it, and I would have really been mad if I would have gone up there. It goes pretty far out, looks like on the map. Maybe it just looks that way on the map. It looks like it adds a mile if you do that loop, and I'd be pretty upset if I got up there, there wasn't much of a view, and then the trail was all overgrown. I think there's a rock slide up here. Oh, I don't know if we'll get closer, but that's just pretty steep right there. Straight out. Need my hands. Yeah, and that's how I was seeing. Oh, you can see it from the GoPro. Giant rock down there in the stream. Looked like an old dam from where I was standing. This is deceptively high. You can't really tell just by walking along it, but man, that drops right off. It's a pretty steep climb coming up out of there. Maybe this is the vista. I think this might be the vista. I'm gonna drop my pack, have a little bit of a snack. I'm at 4.2 miles for the day. It's not even, it's 9:20. So yeah, I think, unless it's right down here, I'll see. Either they're gonna stop here for a snack or stop up there. So that was the vista. There was nothing around the corner from that. So I stopped, had a break, had a little snack. Only stopped for about 10 minutes. Thing about a trail like this, you stop, and then in the back of your mind starts creeping up how far you really have to go. You don't want to stop too long, especially when you got nice weather. Check the thermo drop. It's 45, and that's still pretty chilly, but it's nice because not really getting too warm. Taking my hat on and off to help regulate, but nice cool morning. And not too far from here, not too far from here, I'm gonna cross into the Quehanna wild area, which I'm excited for. Talked a little bit yesterday in the last video. This it's 50,000 acres. It's the largest wild area in the state. It's pretty big. And it sits within this is kind of mind-numbing. It sits within the Moshannon State Forest, the Elk State Forest, and part of the Sproul State Forest. They all kind of come together. I am in the PA wilds, PA Wilds is 2.1 million acres of mostly public use land. 2.1 million acres. That's a huge space. The Moshannon, elk, and sproul state forest combined, that Quehanna Wild area sits in, if you put those together, those are 3 state forests. You could fit the states of Rhode Island and Delaware inside them completely and still have room for like the Hudson Valley up along the Catskills. It might still have a little space. Big, big, big area I'm in right now. There are some roads that go through. Obviously, there's a couple little towns nearby, but we don't really go. There's a couple little towns nearby. I'm not going to go by any of them, so that's why there's no resupplies out here. But while I was researching, I did kind of come across, I was curious, what does Moshannon State Forest, I mean, obviously elk, it's for the elk, and sproul, I believe, was one of the early foresters' last names, I think, in the state. The Moshannon, though, there's a Moshannon State Forest, there's Black Moshannon State Park, and I was curious about what Moshannon meant, and it is a derivative of, well, based off of native words, Moshannon, however that was pronounced, which translates to moose stream, which is pretty cool. So there were moose out here at one point, which doesn't surprise me. No longer. And then Quehanna, there's 2 areas out here. You got the Quehanna Wild area, and then you got the Susquehannock State Forest with the Quehanna Trail on it, which are northeast of here. Now, I was wondering where those names came from, and they both are kind of, they borrow Susquehanna from the rivers of the Susquehanna. So Susquehannock and Quehanna. And Quehanna got its name from, I think, the company, I think when they were doing the work out here with the nuclear jet engines, I think that's when it got its name, Quehanna. Alright, just came out of there. Big clear cut area up here. Huge clear cut area. The map shows a trail going through there, but they got it blazed to turn and follow the road. It goes, kind of cuts across here and goes in, so we'll follow that blaze. Blue Ridge Road. You might be able to hear that on the camera. I didn't have time to pull that out. I thought I heard a medevac go over last night, but maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was a military. I know there's a base out here, but that thing just came in. I don't know what that was. It was a 4-engine jet, like a carrier kind of jet. That thing was low. At first I thought it was a truck coming up the road, and I turned around and it just came screaming over. It went by like, whoa, it was gone. That was crazy. Lost Run, 2.1 miles. And then Caledonia Pike, 3.2. That's not right. It's more than 3.2. Right here somewhere, I'm crossing into the Quehanna Wild area. I don't know if there'll be any indicators or signs or anything like that. It doesn't look like it. Have to be like right about here. Just passed a group of guys hiking out. They're local guys. They're doing like 7 miles today. They're just doing it out back. And I asked them if they'd seen any elk. And not down here, not on the south side. But the one guy lives up on 555, which is on the north side of the forest, up there by Benazet. And he said he saw an elk, a bull and a cow elk this morning. So I think once I get up around that north end, it's going to be my best chance to see one, or at least hear them. I'd love to hear one bugling. It'd be cool. There's a little campsite. I'm going to cross a little creek, and I know this creek is in the Quehanna wild area, so I am inside the wild area now. I'll spend the next couple days in here. I think there's a little spot later on where I kind of skirt the edge and go back into the state forest for a little while. But I am going to get water here. So I think it's a little bit before I come across another creek. So I'm going to do that. I'll continue on. So this is odd. Now, a little ways back, there was a hard right on the trail. Double blazed, turned to the left, or turned to the right. Looked like the trail went straight originally, but it was all swamped out and underwater. Didn't really think of it. Just figured it was an old trail. So I'm following this, and this is gorgeous. But on the Maprika map, which has been spot on so far, I am way off the trail. So I am following Orange Blaze. This is the Quehanna Trail, according to the Blaze. But I don't know. I mean, it's got, their trail went north and kind of, the other trail went like out like that. Would be over there. And goes out to the road. This, I hope, starts turning back up that way, because it's supposed to meet up with a road. I don't know what this does to the mileage. I don't know if it adds or subtracts. I mean, I know once I get to the next road crossing, I should be at like, I don't know, 7.5, somewhere around there, between 7 and 7.5. But I don't know if this adds or subtracts from it. And this is really far off. So my GPS marker shows me on the power line like I'm supposed to be, but it's saying that the trail is actually like up there by that hill. I don't know. Find out. I mean, this does look kind of like it was recently blazed. That blaze looks pretty new, but not brand spanking new. Yeah, this looks like an old logging road or foresting road or something, which makes it nice because I can cruise through this. I'm making good time here, as long as it doesn't cost me too much distance with that reroute. Back to where the official trail map shows the trail should be. I don't know if it used to come straight through here and they rerouted it and they just didn't put it on the map. But that's definitely not what the map shows. So we're gonna skirt on this for a little bit. This is more of that state game lands. I think it's still state game lands 34. It's broken up in a bunch of different parcels. So we go right along that boundary out to, I think it's called Lost Creek Road. I think there's a parking lot up there, and we'll see. Maybe I'll get lucky and there'll be like a little picnic table or something somewhere I can sit. Maybe I'll stop for lunch. I'm at 7.2 miles. So it looks like that little reroute adds a little bit, but not too much. It shouldn't be too far from the road. Or at least I might just take a break up here. Take my shoes off, let my feet rest. That's a lot of weight. I mean, this has been pretty nice, but I've been cruising through here. I can definitely feel my feet. So I just give them a break. Made it to Lost Run Road. Parking lot looks like it's down that way. There is a little parking here. And then this is also the East Cross Connector, which would take you to the north side of the trail. So if I want to cut the trail short, this is one of the last places to do it. But what do we got here? What's on the sign? State game lands. Equipment for recording wildlife vocalizations is in use in off-trail sections of this area for 2 hours after sunrise and sunset. This equipment may incidentally record other sounds, including human conversation. By proceeding during this period, you give your consent to being recorded. They're probably trying to record elk bugling. So, I want to stop here. What's that little sign? Oh. Some more regulations. I'm going to see if I can find a spot right in this little area where I can set up my hammock chair maybe and break for lunch. I think that sounds good. Looking at the map, this goes out to a little stream, a little creek in a little ways. So maybe I'll head over there. I know over here, this is state game lands. This is state forest. Actually, this is state forest and Quehanna wild area. So I might go down. If I see a little campsite off on the side here, I'll probably stop in there. Otherwise, I'll just get down that creek and break there for lunch. That'll put me at like 8 miles for today, maybe a little over 8 miles. So the trail doesn't go all the way down to the water for a while, apparently. It's right down there. But we're way up on the ridge. So I'm gonna stop here and have my lunch. Got a nice big rock. I can sit down and relax and take my shoes off and make my lunch. Just take a break. I'm at 8.16 miles for the day. Doing pretty good. Just really want to get my feet out of the shoes for a while. So I'm gonna get myself situated, have my lunch. Lunchtime's over. That was a good break. That was probably 45 minutes. That's a break I should have taken yesterday. I had to make some room in my shoes. So I'm wearing my sealskins, but I usually wear a base sock underneath them. And my right foot was really, I felt like it was really crammed in. So the pinky toe is a little mad at me right now. So hopefully without the base layer sock in there, and making a little room in the toe box there, loosen up the laces, that will help a little bit. And it's gonna take a few minutes though to warm back up. It was good sitting in the sun. Felt nice. I had my couscous, and this time I did put the turkey sausage and Colby Jack. Cut those up in pieces and put them in with it. So nice. Look at this mossiness. Giant acorns too. Looks like an acorn. All right, I'm gonna get back into hiking mode here and see if I can't get maybe another 8 mile stay. We'll see. I know I gotta get down into this and then up onto the other side. So we'll see what that's like. That will dictate how far I make it today, I think. So I just got this spot with all these rock formations. Check that one out. It's teeter, one boulder teeter on the edge of another. Some more up there. Ha! All right, I know where I am. This is Wildcat Rock. So, if you've seen any videos of this trail, you've no doubt seen this, but it says 3 wildcats shot from this rock by George A. Oswald, 125th 4th Street, Cunnamulla, Pennsylvania, November 20th, 1946. Why? What were they doing? What kind of wildcats? Bobcats? Mountain lions? Where were they? What's the story? What's up with that? Why does he get a plaque? Were they attacking the village? I did see that in the other videos I watched of this, and I decided to research it because I figured everybody walks by and they're like, what's the deal with that? So I looked it up to see if I could find anything on it. I couldn't find any information about who that guy was, what kind of cats, why they were shot. Was he hunting them? I like the one I had lunch at better. They're a little over a mile apart. Yeah. Glad I stopped there because there's not really any rocks to sit on here except for right on a trail. That was a good spot. So here's the power lines, and come up here, there is a split here for a yellow blaze trail that does not appear on the map, at least not on the Quehanna Trail map. And then you come around the corner and here's the actual vista. So that's a little better. Oh, that's pretty nice. That's a nice shot right down through the run. Bigger than my house, that one. That thing's humongous. Never shows on the camera. So I think I'm about halfway to the water crossing from lunch. Yeah, something like that. We'll say about halfway. Haven't been recording a lot through here because this is about the most open I've had. It's been a lot of rhododendrons and rocks, like that up there, but with rocks in the trail. It's really hard to see where you're going and watch your footing. I think I'm still, oh yeah, there's the place. Probably tired of seeing these rock formations, but it's what I'm walking by. That thing is at least 20 feet tall. I thought it was a building. It's like completely square. Look at that. The edge is almost completely square. It'd be nice if all the rocks were like that and not little tiny ones in the trail. I am pretty much tired of these rocks. I know I've got a lot more rocks for this trip, but this section is just killer. That's nuts how big that thing is. Oh, yeah. It shows me off the trail, but this is clearly the trail. But yeah, we're getting close to the edge of the Quehanna Wild area. We'll drop into the Moshannon State Forest for a little while, and then turn and go back up to the other side over there. There's another giant boulder up here. Another big one. And now I'm in a field. I'm alright with this, it's not as rocky. So that yellow blaze trail that I crossed, like back up by that vista, it looks like it just popped out right before this clearing. It must go up and over that knob. It looks like that's the way the Quehanna Trail used to go, according to the map, and they rerouted it down lower. It was nice not to have to go up and over that, but I don't know what the yellow trail was like. Maybe it wasn't as rocky. Not a bad campsite if you got a tent. Nice clear sky, clear open sky. Always be careful what you wish for. I was just right up there. I was hoping it wouldn't be rocky. The rest of the trail. Well, it doesn't look rocky, but it just drops straight off. Wow. That's a little bit of a descent. Yeah, it's steep. Not the steepest I've ever done, but that's pretty steep. This is only like 10 feet I moved. So there's a little bridge here, but that is not the Quehanna Trail. The Quehanna Trail goes straight through. I could get down to the creek here for water, but I do cross it here in a minute. Wait. Yes. That's weird blaze there. Okay, so yeah, go up here a little bit and it crosses. Oh, somebody has cut this. The person who owns that cabin back there. Thank you. It's very much appreciated. Made it down to Mosquito Creek. On the map it says I'm at 23.1 for the trip. I'm at like 11.5 for the day. Filtered up some water. Took a little bit of a break. Gorgeous. I'm hoping there's a bridge. Oh. I've been hiking without water and an Nalgene all day. And I just filled both bottles. I filled an Nalgene in my drinking bottle. And I can immediately feel the weight difference. Oh, I hope I don't have to go across the freaking... not to go across that tree, do I? And if I got to, I got to, but... it doesn't go to anything over there. Yeah, that's the bridge. That's the bridge. Okay. Let's see. Can I mount you guys somewhere as I go across this? That's why I like that little holder for situations like this. All right. This is just sketchy all the way around. Like, how do you get on that thing? Carefully, I suppose. Maybe I should have waited to fill up on water. Not take quite as much weight across. All right. Down to the log. Oh. What do you think? Oh, they shaved a little bit of it off up there. That is really weird because that rope is like hitting the backpack. Maybe sideways is the way to go. This is way sketchier than it looks. The tree moves. This cable it moves. It's not in a constant position on the log. Wow. Okay, so question. Where the hell do you go from here? I don't see blaze anywhere. Up there? Oh, I see. I see. All right. Wow. Well, that's different. It looks like there used to be a bridge here, maybe? Yeah, so if you're doing this, you get to the end of that log, and if the water's high, you're not going to see that. You got to step down and walk along the edge here. I think I found the old bridge. Maybe that's a pending bridge they're gonna put in, or we're gonna put in. I don't know. It's not doing any good there. Wow. Got the bridge that close and never put it together. Wonder what happened. Yeah, I got water right there, so that would have made more sense. But I'm guessing the amount of water that comes through these places. Oh, here's an old bridge support. Here's how I got water. So maybe it used to come across here or up there, or I don't know. All right, now I'm back on the trail. Now right around the corner, crossing a little tributary, and they're not kidding. When they put these bridges up, they expect some water. That thing's way up over the water. At least this one's got steps. The one yesterday had no steps. Probably got washed out. All right. So I can't really complain. The small water crossings have been pretty simple. Most of the water crossings have had a decent bridge or an easy way to get across rocks or something. That one back there, that was the first one. It's really kind of iffy, but the amount of water that can come through here, it's understandable. Oh, there's a few stone walls I've seen out here. Probably tired of seeing boulders by now, but this one, that is huge. It's almost like a battleship conning tower. I passed a few. I've only gone about 2/10 of a mile from the water, and you can no longer hear it. It's like an old road, but it is steep. It kind of flattens off here for a little bit, and then it hits another real steep climb. Then after that one, I'm up on top. I think I'll stay up there for a while too. Woo! We don't do switchbacks here in Pennsylvania. No, sir. See that mountain? Go up it. See that mountain? Go down it. The only time we do switchbacks is if you go up the trail, come right back down, and you go right back up. One of those will have a switchback. It's just to mess with you. Approaching these shared use trails. This has been really nice so far. I've been cruising through here. I did just have an oh crap moment though. Suddenly dawned on me that my car keys weren't in my pocket anymore. And when I stopped for lunch, 5 miles ago, I took them out of my pocket, took everything in my pockets, including my wallet, which I have, and just tossed them into the rain cover, which is sitting at the top of the backpack, and completely forgot about when I got up to leave. So I just stopped, dropped my pack, and dug for my keys, make sure they're in there. They are there, I have them. Otherwise, I would have to have turned around and backtracked, which probably would have just meant I wouldn't have completed the loop. That would have sucked. But not the case. I can continue on and should be right up here in just a few minutes. Alrighty. The Q Trail. This is what I wanted to see. That's what I'm talking about. Shared use trails. Alright, this is the Mohawk Trail, Fisher Trail, and the Quehanna Trail. So these are probably ablaze with a couple different, Quehanna Trail. So yeah, mixed use for cross-country skiing and snowshoeing, I believe. I don't think, that doesn't look like motorized. Don't think quads are out here or anything like that. But this is what I was hoping for. Oh, this makes me think of the Ice Age Trail, the section I did where all the skiing trails were. So, how much time do I got left? Oh, the SD card's almost full and the battery's almost dead. So, I'm gonna go. I can probably go until about 6 tonight because it's gonna be, well, clear. It'll be brighter a little bit longer. But if I can get that Fisher Rocks, that puts me at, well, I'm at 13.6 miles right now. I want to get to at least 15. That'll be my 15 for today. And then if I can, anything I do past that will make up for yesterday's short day. So that's the plan. Reaching the end of the multi-use trails. These are horse trails as well. Did see evidence of horses. Something's not right. I'm over 16 miles right now. I shouldn't have been 16 miles to get to Fisher Rocks. So I don't know if the map's off or if there's reroutes added some distance or what, but when I see a camp, I'm taking it whether I get to Fisher Rocks or not. I am pooped. So I've officially passed Fisher Rocks. It's probably about a half mile off. My GPS, I guess, is not that bad with the little reroutes I did. Well, little reroutes on a trail that aren't on a map. And I'm down here coming up to water. Hopefully there's campsites down here. I am ready to be done. Oh, well, what's this? I can get a hammock in there. Is anything down there? Alright, I can definitely get a hammock in there. There's no fire ring, but that's okay. I'm not going to go mess around. I can go down there for water if I have to. I'm going to have to go buy it anyway. I can get set up. I'll bring it back in a few minutes. Look how gorgeous that is. Alright, slight change of plans. I dropped my pack. Start looking at these trees. There's a couple dead standers in here. So I walked down to get water. I figured, oh, I can deal with those trees. They're not that bad. Walked down here to get water. Found a fire pit. Then right up behind it are some awesome hammock trees. So I'm gonna go down there, right over there. All right, dropped the water bag off over there. Just came up, grab my stuff. Here's the little fire ring. Maybe somebody was just here last night. There's some firewood. I don't know if I'll have a fire, but come back through here and bam. Perfect spot. I'll get set up. I don't even think I'm going to use the tarp tonight. I'm just going to have the hammock and the quilts and be able to see the stars because it's going to be clear tonight. It's going to be cold. It's going to be clear. It's going to be nice. So I'm losing light. I'm going to get set up. Sun is going down. Here's camp. All I got is the hammock set up with my two 50-degree quilts, my full length and my 3/4 50-degree quilt on the inside, and my puffy jacket just in case. I'm supposed to get down to like 39 to 40, something like that. So just in case, I have my tarp handy. It'll be in the bag hanging from the head end, just in case I need to put that up to help hold in some heat. But this is my view, and the goal is to be able to see that sky, see some stars. I got my water boiling. I'm gonna make some chili, and I'm gonna relax. Oh, the sun is getting low. Just had my chili, having a nice hot cup of tea. And this cup I got is the Sea to Summit. It's like the X Series Cool Grip Cup. And I put the water in this. It was boiling hot. I was sitting in the hammock, and I forgot I had the water boiling. So it boiled for a good couple of minutes. So it was piping hot. And, I mean, you can tell the cup's warm, but these little fins, I'm pretty impressed with this thing. Pretty nice. Glad I got that right just for the trip. It's been nice. I've been using this for my coffee in the morning, and at lunch I've been using those Scratch Labs hydration mixes. It's like lemon lime. Very nice. Yeah. I'm gonna look at the map for tomorrow. I think I know where I'm going. I'm doing really good for a 5-day trip, and I'm right on the verge of being able to do a 4-day trip if I have to, if Sunday stays bad. I gotta crank out like 21 miles each day, which I don't really want to do if I want to do it in 2 days. If I split it into 3 days, all I gotta do is 14. A little over. Alright, well, the battery died. And I was enjoying my tea too much to grab a battery right away, so I'm gonna look at some photos, clean everything up here, look at some photos, look at the map, see what the trail looks like for tomorrow, and then call it a night. It is starting to get chilly. I haven't looked at the thermo drop. Last time I looked it was like 54. So that's gonna do it for today, because I'm not gonna want to record again, and I can only record the headlamp on my face so many times before I go blind. So that's gonna do it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I love this so far. My feet are tired, don't get me wrong, but I'm loving this. So I'm gonna call it a night, and I'll do it for this video. I'll see you in the next, which will be tomorrow for me, but probably next week for you if you're watching them in sequence.